I'm Christian Haag, a real estate agent with Nest Seekers International. Through my job, I am so lucky to see some of the most incredible homes, usually styled and designed by top New York City designers. But let's peel away the curtain and see how real New Yorkers live. Come on, let's go. So Michal, thank you so much for having us over to your awesome home today. Tell us a little bit about where you're from.
So I grew up in Detroit and then went to school in East Lansing at Michigan State and then moved to New York 10 years ago.
So you work in the theater, so mostly the theater district.
Yep.
Was that a reason why you decided to come to the Upper West Side?
Absolutely. Well, I moved in here with my boyfriend. This is our first place that we have together. And first of all, we wanted to be somewhere convenient, close. We wanted to be close to our friends, and I wanted to be close to work and auditions. So originally we looked at apartments in Hell's Kitchen, none of which that we liked were in our budget. So then we started looking elsewhere, and we looked at the Upper West Side. And so this was kind of the apartment we landed on.
Tell me a little bit about your home.
Yeah.
When you walked in, what was your initial reaction?
When we walked in the first time, we came in here with about 5 other people that were looking at this apartment. It wasn't a public listing, it was a private listing, and the market was very, very competitive at the time. So we walked in here hoping this was the one because we had a better chance of getting it. And I pulled out the tape measure, started measuring everything, and nothing looked like it was gonna fit. There was gonna be no room on the sides of the bed. The living room shape is bizarre, as you can see. There's nowhere for your TV. We had to finagle kind of an innovative way to put our TV
Just
up.
clever. You did a good job.
Clever, but we had to get there.
So in New York, people forget that this is home. This is where we live. It's not just a transient place where you just stop.
Right.
How have you created this apartment to make it feel like home?
You know, I filled it with all the things that I love. My design, like my style is a little more eclectic, and I love mid-century, so there's a lot of color, there's a lot of texture. For some people, maybe it's a little busy, but I love it because it makes me feel at home and I'm like surrounded by things that I love.
You have very untraditional artwork, which is super
Sure
cool.
do. Yeah, thank you.
Was that something you saw and were inspired by it, or is there a picture of a trio that you just loved and thought, I got to blow it up and frame it and put it in my living room?
This was actually a gift for my boyfriend because he moved into my Washington Heights apartment very briefly, temporarily, and he had like the guest room as his room, kind of like a work room and like where he put his clothes, and then we shared my bedroom. And it was empty room, so I got him this picture as a gift. I just thought it was really funny and cool and like something that reminds me of my childhood.
You have a peninsula. With the peninsula, you have pretty cool bar stools. Tell me about the story behind those bar stools.
Okay, so like almost all the furniture in this apartment, almost nothing is new, except for a few pieces. So these bar stools, when we moved in, we had these disgusting garbage bar stools someone left over with like they were tattered, ripped to shreds, dirty. So we immediately threw them out. We just didn't have anywhere to sit to eat for a while. So I'm walking down Columbus, home from rehearsal one day, and I passed by Starbucks, and there's like a perfect stool on the sidewalk. Of course, like the leg, like one of the pieces of the leg was like unglued, and they probably just like for a lawsuit had to throw it out if it's like wobbly or whatever. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take this home, glue it together, and just like at least we'll have a placeholder, like one stool to sit on. So I glued it together, cleaned it up, and then put it here, disinfected everything about it. And then I was like, you know what, I bet you we can find another one like relatively soon. And like 2 weeks later, I manifested another matching stool. They put out another one on the street. This time the back came unglued, so I just glued the back right back on, disinfected it, and here we are.
So tell me, in your apartment, what is your favorite space? Your nook that you go to, the one that you look at and thought, oh my God, I love this area of the apartment.
You know, I think it's right where we're sitting right here. I love the living room. I love how open it is. I tried to, you know, with a studio apartment, it's hard to create different spaces. So I try to make like a pocket for sitting and a pocket for, you know, watch TV, and then a spot for, you know, journaling or doing work. And then a lot of times I'll separate it with like a rug or something that'll anchor the space down. So this is probably my favorite spot. This is where I like have coffee in the morning, where I journal, where we watch TV. And it's filled with like a lot of my favorite colors. And I like really respond to different bright colors. So yeah.
We want to say thank you for allowing us into your awesome home.
Of course, thank you.